Friday the 19th. Good afternoon. Now, you might not be watching it today because I won't be uploading it later anyway. But anyway, get the camera going again so I can keep getting used to it. I'm going to head to the library so I can try to get some editing done and uploading. Last night was a cold night. Got down to like, I don't know, it was 4 below or something like that. So that was a little bit chilly. I did run my buddy heater a little bit, but a couple times to keep up with the heat. But when I do that, it puts so much moisture in the air, I end up with ice on the inside of my windows, especially in the front cab area here. So then it takes longer to get going because you gotta get everything warmed up and melted. You either gotta scrape the inside of the windshield or get it warmed up and get towels or whatever and start wiping it all down. Now with the diesel heater, that don't happen as much. That's a nice dry heat. You'll get a little bit of moisture just from the moisture that's in the air that'll condensate on the windows, but like a good example is like this window here, I might end up with a little bit of you might end up with frost, part whip the window here a little bit, depending on how much moisture was in the camper, in the air in the camper before the temperatures plummeted. But now when you run propane, the chemical, not to get all technical, but the chemical composure or whatever of propane is carbon and hydrogen. It's like 3 parts or 2 parts carbon, I think, to...
At the stop sign,
wait, it's
turn right onto 3rd Avenue Southwest.
Okay, it's 3 parts carbon to 8 parts hydrogen, I think, maybe. Don't quote me on that. It's either 2 or 3 carbons to 8 hydrogen molecules. But what happens is when you burn off the carbon molecules, the hydrogen molecules bond to the oxygen in the air to make water. Hydrogen and oxygen makes water, H2O. And so for every pound of propane you burn, you put 1.6 pounds of water in the air, basically. So you're putting more water than you're burning carbon. So that ends up being like 25.6 ounces or something like that of water for every 1 Coleman canister bottle that you screw into your buddy heater. For every one of those you burn through, you're putting 25.6 ounces of water into the air. So then, of course, that water in the air will start sticking to any cold surface, freezing or whatever, and then the windows are frosted all the way up. So there's a science lesson for today. I'm curious though. Now I can't remember. I want to say it's 2 carbons. No, it's 3 carbons. I'm pretty sure it's 3 carbon molecules to 8 hydrogen molecules.
For 1,000 feet, turn left onto 11th Avenue.
I'm seeing the formula in my head properly. I hope I'm right. Anyway, so that's how you end up with so much moisture in the air by your windows, get it frozen up in the winter or whatever. Or if you're in a southern climate and you're using it to where it's not getting super freezing cold like that, well then you'll just get more moisture throughout your rig, and then like if you have so a lot of people put the little lifters underneath their mattresses so they get airflow underneath it, otherwise it traps that moisture underneath the mattress and then it starts molding and mildewing, so anyway, so there's your science lesson for today. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, this channel is going to have... It is still what its title is, My church is your church. And what I mean by that is kind of like my castle's your castle. Wherever I am, you're welcome. And my church is everywhere. So your church is everywhere if you're here. I still go to church. I go to multiple different churches depending on where I'm at and what I'm doing. And sometimes I stop churches if I'm traveling somewhere else that I've never been to before, just to see the inside of it. And I talk to God no matter where I go. But of course, when I get to church, I tend to. I don't know if I talk to him more in the church or not, but sometimes I don't talk to God when I'm in the church because I'm busy looking at this church I've never seen before. I don't know. I just started thinking about myself, how I do stuff. I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, my church is your church. It's my castle is your castle kind of a deal. To me, casa su casa deal. I don't know if that's Latin or I can't remember now. A little foggy today. I don't know if it shows or not, but
In 1,000 feet, turn right onto Forest Boulevard North, Lake Street South.
yes, I will. So we did a science lesson now today a little bit. So next on the agenda, no, there is no agenda here. I just
At the
wing it.
light, turn right onto Forest Boulevard North, Lake Street South.
You know, sometimes I wing it so much, I might fly away. My friend Mandy, who I love dearly, a lot of times when we get together to go do something, we don't have no idea what we're going to do. You know, it's like, sometimes we have a plan, you know, like, I'm going to pick her up because we're going to go do this or something, you know, we're going to go do that. But a lot of times we just enjoy each other's company, no matter what we're doing. We could probably sit together and watch paint dry and enjoy it and just jabber about whatever. But anyway, a lot of times when we get together, we wing it. It's like, I'm like, got any ideas? We're like, let's just wing it. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Or I'll say, well, let's wing it. Or we're winging it today. And a lot of times, the days that we wing it, when we don't know what we're going to do, we end up having a blast, and it ends up being an adventure that... Okay, I'm back. My camera cut out again. So this time when I get to the library and I offload these video clips, I know I'm going to have a bunch of clips in there that are no good because I started checking them when I could off the camera to see if it would replay them, and it wouldn't. So I know that they're scrap files, which is terrible. It sucks because some of those I had some really good talking going on. But oh well, no matter what, it's still getting me in front of the camera and getting me more used to this. So I'm getting something out of the deal. I hope you're getting something out of the deal. Especially with my little science lesson in the last clip. Oh, I know I'm a weirdo sometimes. Gosh, this thing is just can be annoying sometimes. I'm trying to talk and it's trying to talk over me. I'm competing with technology. Oh, hey, God loves you. He does, you know. So let's see, my castle, your castle. Oh, that's because I was talking about how I got into the science experiment. Yeah, this channel is what it is, you know, and no matter what I'm talking about, because I'm just flapping my gums and talking about whatever is coming out of me. You know, I haven't yet done a video. I've not done one video yet to where, you know, thinking, oh, I'm going to record and I'm going to talk about this, you know. I don't think I've done that. I might, well, maybe kind of a little bit, you know, I might have had like kind of an idea or something, but I never planned nothing out or, you know, structure what the video is going to be out or nothing. You know, I'm just winging it here. And I'm hoping that's going to turn out better, that I can just be myself, you know. Because it makes it a lot easier for doing the channel too. Because then I am just being myself rather than trying to put together some show, you know. And there's a lot of other YouTubers out there that I like, that I watch and that are spiritual or whatever, and I can tell that they kind of put together their plan or whatever. And sometimes I can even tell they're reading something, you know, or looking to notes or whatever, you know. No big deal. All right, that one cut out too, so I don't know if that clip is any good. But as for this channel, raw and real. If you haven't noticed from some of the videos where I get teary-eyed, and I got some more that I recorded the other night where I don't know, I'll probably put most of it in there, but I am going to cut out one part because the friends that came to visit me, it's a couple, you know, they've been together for so many years now, but, you know, they were doing some flirty banter talk that kind of was a little risque, so I thought I might edit that out, you know, because some people might be offended by that, you know. Don't bother me none, because they're, you know, been with each other forever. whatever, and they're just flirting with each other and whatnot. But just because of some of the language or whatever they used or that, some people might be offended by it. So I'll probably try to edit that part out a little bit. Oh boy. So here I am at the library.
Take the next left, then you will arrive at your destination.
I don't know if I can. Maybe I can get a closer spot over here. One thing about this cold weather, not always the case, but ooh, yes I can there. I'm getting better at backing this thing up. Woohoo! You know, because when I first started really driving this thing, and I've driven bigger motorhomes too, you know, like my mom's 32-footer that my brother stole. Anyway, I shouldn't even say that, it just popped into my head, so it just kind of flopped out there while I was thinking about it. I used to always want to back up because I was either driving, you know, a car or an SUV or something like that, you know. And when I back up, I turn around like this and look out the back window to see where I'm backing up. And then driving this, even though I do have, you know, the side window over here that I normally make sure the shade's up so I can see out there, just so I have more viewing and stuff. But I don't have a back window, and I haven't installed my backup camera thing yet because I've had so much going on in my life. And then when I have more time, which is in the winter, you don't want to be outside doing that stuff in the winter because it's normally freezing cold here in this climate. So, shut that off for a moment. What was I saying? Come on, Darren, don't lose your train of thought. Guess what? I'm human. Oh yeah, I don't have a window, so backing up. I've since I've been driving this over the last 3 years, I've really got to use my mirrors and learned how to use my mirrors really well. And I like the mirrors on this. The top bigger part of it is all flat normal mirror that's just like a normal flat mirror, nothing distorted. On the bottom there's these little sideways rectangle mirrors that are kind of bowed, you know, that give you that more panoramic view. That's one of the mirrors that they'd say objects are closer than they appear. But anyway, I've gotten pretty good at using my mirrors for backing up now and stuff, and judging distance and everything, you know. Still getting better at it. I ain't no pro, but getting better at it. A buddy of mine that drove truck, when I met him and his wife at a park when they were camping in the summer before all the cold stuff came. When I backed up into the guest parking area, because he came to pick me up, because I had to park in guest area because I wasn't paying to camp there. And he came to pick me up, so when I backed into the parking area, he was like, ooh, like, like he was impressed with how I backed it up. And I was surprised because he drove truck, so he got pretty good at backing up. So maybe it was different for semi-truck. I don't know, because I've never backed up one of those big rigs. Although I have backed up plenty of trailers. And the short ones are the toughest because they just want to right away. You know, we had a golf cart. Me and my mom had a golf cart on the property at the house, and then we had a little John Deere trailer, and we ended up buying another little trailer too for, you know, doing lawn stuff around. We'd hook it up to the golf cart that we could tow around shovels or pull flowers or whatever, you know, doing stuff around the property. And boy, when you back that thing up, because it was such a short little trailer in the golf cart, well, you'd have to really be, you know, doing the left-right adjustment to try to keep that thing straight if you're backing up. Because if it starts going a little bit, it's gonna go sharp and quick. So that was really good practice learning how to back that thing up. Because it still was tough when you're trying to back it into a spot because it wants to cut so quick. here I am babbling about golf cart trailers. How did that end up on this channel? Anyway, I should get ready and get in there quick. God loves you. Talk to God. Talk to Him as much as you can, you know, especially when you're by yourself. God love you to talk to Him every time you're by yourself. I mean, you can talk to Him around other people too if they're all comfortable with it. You know, I've done it with people around me. I talk to God openly. A lot of times, if I feel like I got something to say, I'll say it. I don't care if it's in front of me. And actually, when I was working at the foundry, there's a couple of my coworkers. One in particular that I really like. That guy. He's a great person, and he would talk to God with me. If I start talking to God, like if I looked up and started talking to God, sometimes he'd just look right up and he'd add in with whatever he had to say too. You know, and it was really a neat feeling. You know, because I'd only worked there 2.5 years, and I never met that man until I started there. You know, and just a lot of times I could be talking to him about something, and then something we were talking about, I'd start saying something to God about what me and him were talking about, and then he'd turn and look up and he'd start saying what he had to say to God too while we were talking about it. It's really neat. I like that stuff. It's cool. But anyway, I gotta get rid of that anyway word. So, God bless you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.